You don't need a fancy wooden raised bed to grow a ton of food. This 100-liter storage tote right here is holding a tomato plant, 2 eggplants, 2 basil plants, and even some flowers. And it's actually producing. This is my first year trying this out, and honestly I was a little skeptical going in. But the results have totally surprised me. In this video, I will walk you through what I planted, how I set it up, what worked, and what I will change next time. As you can see, I went pretty generous with this one, because mine holds 100 liters. But obviously, adjust the number of plants to whatever size your container is. The basil's gone wild. I harvest whole stems from it regularly. And I've already picked several eggplants too, because it's a compact variety bred specifically for containers, and it doesn't need nearly as much room as a full-size plant would. Tomatoes are forming nicely as well, so I should be harvesting soon. There is one thing worth keeping in mind. Every plant in there is sharing the exact same pool of soil. Nutrients run out and each one still needs enough room for its root. So don't overcrowd the tote. And remember to top up with compost or fertilizer during the whole season. Now, where to find a tote? You can find big storage totes at most home or general goods stores. In the US, look at storage or DIY retailers. And if you are in the UK, homeware shops, garden centers, or DIY stores usually carry them. And also go for something sturdy enough to handle wet soil, and also opaque if you can manage it. I will get into why in a minute. Also, if you are using an old tote, just make sure it never stored anything harmful. First thing to do, drill plenty of drainage holes near the bottom and around the lower sides. Because without them, water just pools at the bottom after watering or rain. And it will choke the oxygen out of the root zone and you will end up with root rot. Do this before you fill it. And trust me, it's a lot easier on an empty container. Step 2, you can add bulky organic material. I filled a good chunk of the lower tote with cheaper organic material, like branches, small bits of woods, leaves or straw. I put the biggest, slowest to break down stuff at the bottom and smaller material on top of that, and it will slowly decompose over time. This cuts down on how much potting mix you need. But of course, plants still need a solid top layer of real growing mix for their roots. And also the level will sink a bit as everything breaks down underneath. If your tote is shallow or you are growing something deep-rooted, lean more towards soil and less towards the bulky filler. And step 3, add soil and compost on top. I finish off with potting mix and compost. This top layer is where most of the active roots live, so it needs to hold moisture while still draining properly. You can leave a bit of room at the top too, so it doesn't overflow every time you water. Now you are probably wondering what can you grow in it. Actually, you have plenty of options. You can do lettuce, you can do radishes, chard, cabbage, cauliflower, basil, peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, but also a bunch of other herbs and flowers. My tip will be to try to mix plants with different sizes and different growing speeds. A slow tomato, for example, can share space early on with something quick like radishes or a lettuce. A good thing to do is to keep replacement seedlings ready too. And when the second run crop finish, pull it and plant the next. This way that keeps the container productive for as much of the season as possible. Also check moisture often, because containers dry out faster than garden beds, especially once they are packed with thirsty plants. Now, here is what I will change if I had to do it again. If you can, I will recommend you to go for a tote that is not clear, because my biggest worry going in was sunlight hitting the roots directly and overheating the soil. It still worked out fine, as you can see, but an opaque tot will protect the roots and keep temperatures more stable. But if you've only got a clear one, you could tuck it inside another container or wrap the outside in something safe and opaque. Just make sure to not cover the drainage holes. Honestly, this experiment worked out way better than expected. A storage tot is not the prettiest container out there, but it's cheap, it's practical, and clearly capable of producing a lot of food in not so much space. And if you want to see the original setup in more detail, I put the video just right here. And if container gardening is your thing, go watch my grow bag video, because it's still my favorite growing method, and I break down all the pros and cons in there. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you will plant in a tot like this. See you in the next one.